All right, we talked about the instigators in the first diaphragmatic art video, and we talked about going ba ba. So the whole idea is to breathe in a way like this, and it goes in, and your belly relaxes like crazy. It goes, everything relaxes, and then it goes way into my lower back, and then when I attack with one of the instigators, guess what? It jumps like crazy. And I'm not doing this, by the way. It's doing it as a response. Ba, 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 la, 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 blah, blah. So these instigators that I did in the first tape, you can see how they cause a great big response in the diaphragm. Now, we have to use words and consonants and all kinds of things. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to do the alphabet and make sure that all of our words are covered. See? So I'm going to go, if I do A, let's say an ah, I go, I practice like this. Ah, ah. See what I did? I kept everything I did on that, and then I just stopped, made a pause, and then I attacked on an ah without any instigator. So I'm going to do it this time with a breath between. Ready? Ah, 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 la, 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 ah. So I'll just leave it there. Then we go to we did B. I used B as the regular because it closes the nose. Ba, 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 but it also gives a big reaction here. Ba, 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 right? If you want to make the S sound from C, we do this. So, so, la. You can see that the S is also now an instigator. The other sound that I have of a C is ka, 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 ka. So I don't have to go ba 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 yum yum, all of that. That is a great way to warm up, and it's a great way to identify what you'd really like to do with your voice, which is, get it to ring and sound good and all those things, right? So if I keep going to the alphabet, let's say the next would be D, and so I go da da do da di da 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 da. So the D becomes an instigator. The idea is that all of the other consonants are instigators, and then I have to learn how to use vowels without, if I go ha, e, o, oh, I'll try to do the vowels the same way I did the da. I'll try to do the da the same way I did the ba, ba, ba. So if we can ever understand this and go ba, 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 da, 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 ah, ha, ha, they all become diaphragmatic, and the diaphragmatic response is actually caused by the fact that I sing. You don't do something first and then sing. You sing and it causes something to happen. Ideally, the thing that's required is you breathe behind you all the time, because the breath has to come forward from your lower back and get on and cause this diaphragmatic kick, and that's what you sing with. So I go ba 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 b b b. E, 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 so I can sing any of the vowels that I want to and use them as instigators. If I know where now, we have a great problem here. They've tried to give this a name for years and years. The Italians call it leaning. The Italians call it stützen, which means support. Most of the English-speaking countries call it support, but we don't support it. We don't lean. If I lean on your shoulder, you are supporting me. That's not what we do when we sing. We don't hold the voice up like that. but also weigh 225 pounds. Shall I take all that weight and lean it on my diaphragm? So nobody's found exactly the right word. The right word is actually probably doesn't exist. It's more of a description. You breathe behind you. When you do everything, let's go here and get soft, right? And I go. Now, when I start to do something, I want it to be diaphragmatic. So there are certain vocalices I can do that will cause it to be diaphragmatic. Is one of them. Well, a lot of people can't do a tongue trill. Don't do a lip trill. Can't do, don't do a lip trill. Don't do that. That closes your jaw. So if you can't do this one, then just say Bob. Bob, Bob, baby, Bob. They're all the vowels. Now go, I-E-O, as if I were still doing Bob on every note. And that is what holds this out. We want to get so we can identify this. You can give it a name. You can do whatever you want to try to get the thing in your mind that it should be there all the time when you sing. It is not a push. Pavarotti got up in a master class in New York and said, it's like a baby here. Push, push, push. But it is not a push. I asked him afterwards, do we push? Do we spingere? He said, no. Se l'ho sbagliato la parola. I made a mistake with the word. No. It's not a push. It's come si dice appoggiare, to lean, lean. So times or generations have used the word lean, but it's not exactly lean either. I wouldn't want to lean all my weight on it, I can tell you that. So we have to, I would say that my approach is more, get a reaction that is a usable one, right? I'm going to breathe. Then I'm going to say, Bob, and there it is. Bob, so it's nothing to it if this thing will just jump out. I have to sort of memorize whatever it was that that caused it to jump out. And that's why we have a list of vocalises that we do. Now, we got up to, where were we? We got up to, I think, to E. Let's do F. Fa, fa, ah, fo, oh, fo, oh, fe, fi, e. So I'm not going to do that in every one of these. There's too many of them, and I don't want to drive everybody crazy and bore them. But I'm telling you, this is the way, if you want to train your own voice to be responsive and do what you need for it to do, this is one way to do it. Okay? All right, now let's say G. We've got ja, 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 ga, ga, ga. So both of them are responding right here because I breathe behind me. Ga, ja, ja. So I'm going to use words now, or vowels to make that happen, but also words. I'm going to say, ho già fatto. I've already done that. In Italian, you say, I've already done that. Ho già fatto. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. Ho già fatto, ho già fatto. You notice I started that one with a vowel. Ho già, ho già, ho già, ho già, ho già fatto. And anytime I'm free to start singing vowels without any problem, if I can just memorize this process, if that's the right word, learn it anyway. Practice it, execute it, do it, whatever word you want to use. But the whole idea is to get the diaphragm to be the thing that does the work. You breathe behind you, the back works before you sing. When I start singing, all my breath comes here, and I'm gonna try to keep it there from now on. So keep is a word, maintain is a word, hold it is another word. All the singers had things. They asked the most famous baritone, the greatest baritone was Mattia Battistini. They asked him, how do you sing? When I think about what you sing, and he said, I press my chest. Well, what does press mean? I'm not sure it works because that's my concept of press. What's your concept of press? If press means lift a heavy weight or something like that, it's not going to work. So these words are not as good as demonstration. In the old days, all the singers used to demonstrate. All the teachers would demonstrate. But teachers in those days were singers or people who had sung and had careers and sung a lot of big operas and for many, many years. And big repertoire, big theaters, big orchestras, and they knew something about singing. See? So how in the world do I do this? Ba, ba. What does that do? Ah, ah, ah. So we've got JKL, la, 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 la. L's a wonderful consonant used as an instigator. La, 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 la. Remember, I'm not pushing that out. I'm breathing behind me. That's my part. And then I say, la, and it jumps out. It jumps out as a response to the L that I'm using. M, we don't want nasal M. Ma, we don't want that. So I go, ma, ma, because this kicks out, my voice isn't nasal, although I'm singing an M. See? N is the same thing. Na, na, na. No. None of that's in my nose because I breathe a certain way, and that breath kicks my voice up in my head. And even the Germans, even today, so call it Kopfstimme. Kopfstimme. Kopfstimme means head voice, but they mean literally in the head, not like we sort of mean in our language, in our country, where it means sort of something light, sort of a light tone. It's not that. For them, it means resonance in the head, literally, right? So we got M-N, and then we got P. Pa! That's easy. I'll take a breath. I either go, pa! I showed everybody that with the, when we were doing breath stops. Remember, I was doing this. Pa! 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 So if I blow a lot of air, I get pa! 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 It doesn't move very much. But if I stop that leak and go, ba, ba, it jumps like mad. See the difference? Pa, ba, ba, pa, pa, pa. Not doing much. Ba, now it jumps out like crazy. So the whole breath stops videos that I did, you can see how if you use that P and you bring it back and stop it, something that was stopped to my lips. You can stop it all over the place. So you'll see on the tapes. I can stop at the back of my neck. Pa! Ah! What does this do? Ah! I can sing at the back of my neck just fine with no problem. Right? I should say I stopped the breath there, or I should say I'm phonating the vowel there. I mean, what am I really doing? Well, all I'm really doing is trying to say it in a way that will cause this to respond. Excuse me, that will cause this to respond. All right, so we got P, Q. What about Q? Qua, 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 que, qui, que, qua, quando, 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 quanto, quando, quando, quando. We did talk about I talked a little bit about the open throats. And quando is a good example. If I go qua here, I get this throat. Qua, but if I want to, I can go qua, quando, 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 quando. I can also go quando, 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 quando. So there are basically 3 open throats. I did videos on 2 of them, which was the Garcia school, the vertical open throat, and then the Lamperti school, which was stai, that formation. So one of them is la, one is la. The third one was Scandinavian school, which was la. The tongue goes, the front of the tongue is anchored here, and then when you breathe the back of the tongue down. La. Never press the tongue down, but you can breathe it down and it stays loose. La. Absolutely loose. Now, what does that do here if I do that? La. Same thing. See? So I go quando and guarda, guardate más, yo sono guardate. If I want that, I'm about a fourth too high. Anyway, the idea is that by using those consonants, I can get my voice to kick way up in my head. I get my diaphragm to go out, and it's actually very easy. See? Gua, 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 gua. Let's see what note. This is supposed to be down here. Guardate, io sono guardate. See? That is to say all those consonants here. Guardate, patto io son. Or if they were all vowels, I'll be happy to sing them on vowels. The idea is to do the alphabet with the diaphragmatic response to everything you do. So I got P, Q, R, ra, 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 ra. A lot of people can't roll an R. So don't use it. Don't use if you can't do it. Don't use R. Just do the ones that you can do. Ra, 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 ro, ru, ah. So when I breathe behind me, and I go, ra, the R puts it right in my diaphragm. If I breathe behind me. Breathe low enough behind me especially, right? Then we got S. We did S at the beginning. Remember? Sa, 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 se, si, so, sa, sa, sa. Then we got T. Ta, 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 tut, ta, tut, 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 ta, da, 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 da. All these consonants kick this out, and then I stay there for the vowels. If I want to attack on a vowel, I use that position of my diaphragm. Ah, oh, oh, la. So I'm not pushing. If I push my diaphragm, I choke. I can't. I'm choking to death. I can't. It is not a push, right? And I told you when I asked Pavarotti, he said, no, it's not a push. It's a lean. Well, Texas Sidney said to lean your breath against your sternum the way you would lean a ladder against the wall. Is that what it's like? La. Well, let's say that's a lot closer because I'm not pushing anything. See? If I go, la, what did I do? I did an H, and then I sustained an L. What does that do? La. See that? Now, if I go down the line, we're down to P, Q, R, S, T, U. We're now up to, let's say, V. And I've got va, 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 vo, vo, vo. French has vo. German has vo. Italian has va. They're all done right there. Va, vo, vo, va, ve, vi, ve, va. If I want to get my vowels to get so I understand how to do them here, I'll leave off those. I go va, va, and then I'll leave it off. I go ah, 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 oh, eh, ah. How are you today? I'm fine. Ah. Right? Then we've got WX, we've got X, Y, Z. Y is a good one, maybe. Ya, 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 ya. And if I don't say the Y, but say a vowel, Caruso said in his book to never change the shape of your mouth when you go to a high note. Do you realize that if you use all of these consonants, and you use them as diaphragmatic, stimulants, and the diaphragm responds, and I go, yeah, I don't have to say yo on the high note. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I don't have to change the shape of my mouth on a high note. Not if I get it diaphragmatic, right? Same thing on ba, 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 in my mouth, ba, la. This diaphragmatic singing means I don't have to do anything in my throat. And I'm 84 this year. My throat still, my throat is still cooking. I don't know what it's doing there. The idea is it's very easy to sing. I don't even know what notes I'm singing half the time. My voice is not as high as you. Those will be flats. That's high enough for an old geezer. But you get the principle. The principle thing is very simple. You do nothing here. I was telling somebody the other day, when you drop the pencil, there are a couple of ways to drop the pencil. One of them's like this. But another way to drop the pencil is like this. Man, my throat is completely relaxed, my jaw is relaxed, and my tongue is relaxed, which means I can't use these to sing with. Especially if I'm going to not use instigators, I'm only going to use vowels. Then I do this. And then I breathe in behind me. La 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 la. I'm holding my mouth closed. I relax my mouth. When I relax my mouth, it does this. If I want to sing, I breathe behind me. Remember my instigator response. And not use my throat or my mouth at all. La, la. When I was young and had hair, I could just smile naturally and normally and sing high notes just with a smile on my face. I don't have to do anything. In fact, I didn't even have to smile. I didn't have to do anything. And it's all based on something like blah. If you can't do that, we go ba 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 ba. So I'm going to breathe behind me. I'm going to say Bob. Bob, there it is. Bob. I'm going to try to let's call it, I call it, I think of it as memorizing. I'm trying to remember exactly what I did, because it's not a push. See, I'm not pushing out of my stomach. If I push out of my stomach, I choke. Right? Any kind of locking up of the stomach that way. Anything you do to hold it can get you in trouble. So what you want to do is leave it the same that you had when you went ba 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 ba. Now I've got it. Now I'm going to sing vowels there. La. What note is that? That's an A natural. That's a high note for me. La 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 la. Goes over the orchestra like a rocket because it's completely up here in the what you used to call the true mask, which is above here. This is the false mask. If somebody's going na 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 na, it can sound pretty good in the room, or maybe on a recording, but you get them in a big theater with a big orchestra and you can't hear them. They're inaudible. All right, so we've ended up with what? Z. Maledizione, maledizione, azzurro, azzurro, azzurro. How am I going to sing a Z and get a response here? So I go ba ba ba, azzurro, 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 azzurro means blue in Italian. Azzurro, sort of jumping on the D. What about this saying zurro, 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 zorro, 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 maledizione. See, breathe. Maledizione. maledizione. All right, that was the alphabet, at least the English one. I hope this will be nice and it will clarify some people about diaphragmatic singing. Just remember, you have to breathe behind you. If you don't breathe behind you, this won't work. You got to breathe back there, right? See, you can see my stomach going in like when I breathe. Look at that. And I'm under my ribs here. La 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 la. Okay? Okay. I hope that'll help somebody. Bye.